The two teams emerge, and James Trafford hands to the heavens, looks up, and emerges second in the line behind the captain, Ethan Ampadu. And he's been here before, of course he has. He's played here with Burnley, but he's been here as a ball boy as well for an England game, hasn't he? He makes his first appearance here as a Leeds United player this afternoon. Resplendent, all in orange, tangerine, never quite sure. Luckily I've got Tony alongside me, who's an absolute expert when it comes to colour charts. And he will define that goalkeeping jersey and full outfit for us in just a moment, as the teams line up in front of the East Stand. Give everybody a wave, exchange high fives. No point in them doing it in front of the West Stand, of course, today, but that will be the slight switch when we get round to that Brentford fixture 2 weeks tomorrow. And then the players break, and Muharemović is the first to head towards the fans on the Kop, gives them a little clap as he goes and gets a big round of applause in return as well. One of those who's impressed in pre-season thus far. Augsburg all in green, Leeds United all in white. Leeds United team, there you go, Trafford in goal, first appearance for him as a Leeds player at Elland Road. And then our speculation would be that that is something along the lines of what Daniel Farke will be starting with next week. Augsburg finished 9th in the Bundesliga last season. They have a number of internationals in their side. Rieder made 5 appearances for Switzerland in the World Cup. One to watch for, Markai Banks, the young central defender, still in his teens, already played over 30 games in the Bundesliga, and he's impressed a lot of people with his performances so far. Pennants have been exchanged. And gifts even. I'm quite sure what it is that Augsburg's captain has presented Ethan Ampadu with, but it's on the end of a piece of string. It's been handed back to somebody in the dugout, the new dugouts here, and then the captain goes to take his place in the huddle. Augsburg played Sassuolo in their last warm-up game, the Italian side from which Muharemović was signed, and they beat them 3-2, but it was a game full of incident, and they were 2-0 down, came back to win 3-2. And they did concede some pretty poor goals in that one, and as they did against Bournemouth, they were beaten 5-2 by Bournemouth earlier in pre-season, and they wouldn't be happy with a number of the goals that Bournemouth scored against them in that game either. So we'll see defensively what they're like. They did concede over 60 goals in the Bundesliga last season. They're off. And James Trafford gets his first couple of touches here as Leeds go back before they go forwards. Ball pinged up towards and into the penalty area, and Bogle trying to chase to the byline, can't quite get there. The ball is shepherded behind, and that will be a goal kick.
Bryn, we're getting closer. We're getting closer to this first game. That's why this one is more important again, because you're right, looking at this first 11, looks very close to the team that will play against Nottingham Forest.
Trafford has to get out of his penalty area quickly. The flag was raised, so it would have been offside, and then the ball played forward is played in. Calvert-Lewin to Wilson. Wilson into the middle for Aaronson. Aaronson for Stach, and he has scored! Sensational start for Leeds United. The ball from the back from Trafford ended up at the feet of Anton Stach, and Stach put the ball into the back of the net, and Leeds United have made the perfect start. Inside 60 seconds, they're 1 up.
Well, that was all rather straightforward, wasn't it? Harry Wilson, he's been bought to play in that position, to pick the right pass, to do the right thing. I thought the shot was on. Instead, no, he came across, passed it out to that left-hand side. It then got helped on by Aaronson to Stach, and it was an excellent finish. But you mentioned the Augsburg defending. Well, there's an example of some really poor defending. The ball up from Trafford. Centre-half surely has to go for it instead. Calvert-Lewin does really well. And this is a clever pass, finding the spare man, That's a really good finish. Deflected, but a good finish.
So those who are late to their seats inside Elland Road have already missed some of the excitement, as Leeds have wasted no time in getting on the score sheet here. The ball goes back to the Augsburg keeper, Darman. Strong challenge by Muharemović on the halfway line. Rodon with a little foot in. And then it's lifted high into the Leeds half, and Jaden Bogle's header just about drops onto the foot of Bijol. And then a good ball for the Wizard of Wing, Joe Rodon, on the run again. Just taking off his toes and out.
Flying down that right-hand side. And it looked like he was 2 yards behind, then suddenly he gets there, because that's what he's got. He's got absolute pace, but also, you know, a willingness to get forward, and that can cause the opposition problems.
Muharemović in the centre circle. Just plays it square for Bijol, easing himself back into fitness and form here. The man who's missed some of the early warm-up games this summer. Ampadu present throughout. On the ball now as well. Bijol tries to put it over the top, I think, but scuffed it a little. And Augsburg in possession with Fehlhauer. Before Leeds win it back, then lose it. And the ball is down the channel, and Bijol with a really well-timed challenge. Left his opponent in a heap. Ampadu chased through, but Bijol beat him to it, was stronger than him in the challenge.
Yeah, certainly was a well-timed challenge, but a bit of sloppy play up to that point. Well, that's a foul.
So challenge is that from Matsima. He's all over the back of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but only 2 inches off the ground.
Matsima is a big, strong, tall centre half, but you're right, tried to go over the top of Calvert-Lewin, which isn't easy to do, but he almost managed it.
Stach drives down that left-hand side, just ahead of him. Tries to get his cross in, it's gone out for a throw-in. Ampadu will be called over, and he heads in the direction of the east stand now. Start to get our heads round things like the time taken over throw-ins. If it's a long throw, it's counted as a set piece, so there's no kind of timer on a long throw.
Ah, okay. You learn something new every game.
Well, you have to. Number of changes to look out for. It's a long old throw, that one. The keeper comes to punch, and it goes back to Ampadu, and he's in a battle almost on the byline. It's played out again, so he'll stay where he is, and he'll launch another one into the penalty area.
So the defender thought, I'll get it out for a throw-in instead of a corner kick, but actually it really doesn't matter.
Same difference. Ampadu bends the back, and in it comes. It's headed away by Matsima. Ampadu with a header back in, but couldn't find a teammate. It's cleared from the edge of the box. Bogle is the lone man in the centre circle. He turns the ball back to James Trafford. Sun shining brightly over Elland Road now. It's been cloudy this morning, much cooler as well, because it's been a couple of red hot days in West Yorkshire leading up to this, but temperatures have dropped. I'm sure the players are pleased about that.
Well, there's perfect conditions, simple as that, you're right. Just low 20s, they put a lot of water onto the pitch to make the surface a quick one, so the ball can zip around.
England #1 rings around Elland Road, which I'm sure Alex Cairns is delighted about. There are a pocket of Augsburg fans here. Well done to them. I think Leeds would have probably taken more, but there's probably about 50 of them, and they've been allocated a position midway up the lower tier of the east stand, where they are displaying their flags. They have a free kick, Augsburg, with a chance to put the ball into the penalty area. It's their set-piece specialist, Rieder, the Swiss international, who is going to take it for them. It's a good ball as well. Swung into the man at the end of the line and came off the head of Wolf and went behind via a Leeds deflection and out for an Augsburg corner.
Yeah, certainly got some power on that one, didn't he? And Wolf got in front of one of our boys. Didn't quite flick it on, but dangerous nonetheless.
Corner comes out to the edge of the penalty area and back to Reader again to deliver into the box this time. Nice looking ball again, and it just curled away from the 6-yard box, and then it was an Augsburg foot that put it behind for a goal kick.
Well, what's pretty clear is we need to get out to Reader a lot quicker, give him a bit of time and space, and the deliveries that he just put in there show that he could be a problem.
Tend to play 5-4-1. Augsburg under the leadership of Manuel Baum, who's the coach, who's in his second spell at the club.
Can I just say the outside of the boot pass from Trafford there was pretty nonchalant and pretty good. High press from Augsburg, almost caught it out, but we managed to get it up the pitch at least.
Ball's gone out for a throw in midway inside the Augsburg half. James Justin, who we heard from in the build up to the game, takes the throw. Ball played for Bijol to have to defend here, which he does successfully. Goes back to James Trafford and just pushes the ball forward to Bijol. Bijol edges forward and then goes longer. Rodon is the intended target. The ball bounced away from him and went into touch. And the throw-in is taken. Straight to Ampadu with the ball out. Now Bogle and back to Rodon. Bijol waits on the halfway line. Turns it back to Trafford operating outside the penalty area.
Yeah, any time in that midfield we start to pass it back, Augsburg very quickly closing us down, so we can't easily just feed it back in midfield. So going back to Trafford is the safe option.
Bijol. Muharemović back to Bijol. Runners going. Calvert-Lewin's one of them. Defender just read that one and got across in front of Dominic Calvert-Lewin to nod the ball away. But then Muharemović does something similar on the ground before late challenge on Harry Wilson, who spins away from that tackle and stays on the ground.
Muharemović there in really quickly. I like that, get in front of the attacker.
Bogle. And Bijol. Not the best pass from the Leeds defender. Ball went straight to Schlotterbeck, the captain. Schlotterbeck is the brother of the German international, Nico. Muharemović to Bijol. Bijol to his right to Rodon. Past the 10-minute mark. Leeds already one up here. If you've joined late, Anton Stach inside the first minute, putting Leeds in front. Harry Wilson back to Bijol. Rodon.
Just struggling to find space in that midfield, hence Ampadu dropping, and good ball.
Aaronson found good space, and now he carries it and passes it to Justin just outside the area. Turns a great cross in. Oh, what a fine save that is. Dominic Calvert-Lewin's header from the edge of the 6-yard box. Bang on target, and a brilliant stop from Lemon just to throw his arm out and push that one up and over the crossbar.
Well, excellent play all round. James Justin whips the ball in, and of course Calvert-Lewin, middle of the goal, 6 yards out. Expect the net to ripple. Instead it was a little too straight. Darman still had plenty to do. Reactions were superb and a good save.
Darman takes the plaudits. That was a goal bound for sure. As it corner curls in, Rodon goes up. Both he and his opponent dropped to the ground holding their heads there. There was a clash as they both went in for that one, and so the medical teams of both Leeds and Augsburg have been called onto the pitch here.
Straight away they both went down. The Augsburg player is slowly getting to his feet. It looks like Rodon just taking a bit more time.
These are the sort of things that Daniel Farke will dread for the next 78 minutes. These moments, as he has all his plans ready. In his head, he knows what he would like to be able to do, I'm sure, next week. But many things can happen between this point and that point.
You're right. Goodmanson, of course, is one of those players that we're already missing. Not quite sure for how long, but as soon as he is fit, you would expect him to be back in the side. But we don't want any more mishaps. And the good news is Rodon is on his feet.
Both players are back up, and both are, well, one's already at the touchline. Rodon's heading in that direction. Both will have a little recovery time before they rejoin the action. Banks is the man who suffered in the challenge with Joe Rodon, the young Hawaii-born player who's now playing in the Bundesliga. Darman will get the game going again with a ball out from the back, and he sends it, I think, deliberately all the way down the other end so that James Trafford can get hold of possession again for Leeds United. And play it out to Bijol, and now Bogle. Rodon's ready to come back on when the referee, Michael Salisbury, gives the signal. Harry Wilson. Both teams still operating with 10 here. Both minus a central defender. Muharemović in the centre circle. Crisp pass out to Bogle on this near side, who goes back into Bijol. Justin sets off on a run down the left, but the ball is still through the middle. Muharemović spotted it, acknowledged the run, and is in possession now. Now Ampadu. Little flick into Stach, and Stach gets it back off Aaronson, and he puts his shot in on goal, and the goalkeeper again comes to the rescue. This time sticks a right leg out and manages to divert the ball away from goal.
Well, once again, it's excellent play. This time started by Muharemović with his pass in. He fires it into Aaronson in a 1-2 with Stach, and in that inside left foot again, going for the near post, almost, but a good save.
Corner kick, in it comes, headed towards the edge of the box. Aaronson tries the first shot, and Bijol tries a spectacular volley, kind of scissor kick thing that doesn't make proper contact, and the ball ends up rolling out for a throw in.
Bijol, I love his ambition, but a centre-half bicycle kick, I've not seen too many of them before.
Oh, James Justin put one in last season.
But he's a wing-back, come on, they got a bit more.
He does play in the middle. Ampadu with a long throw. Bijol flicks it on. Ball bounces around before it's unceremoniously hammered out the penalty area and into the centre circle. Bogle underneath it, trying to get the ball back for Leeds, and getting a crucial touch which brings Stach into play. He tries to just drift a ball over the top for Calvert-Lewin, but the defender Matsima's in the way and intercepts. So Leeds have scored one and had two excellent chances to add to that in the opening 16 minutes of this final warm-up game.
Yeah, it's been a very good start. Just looking up top for Augsburg, their strikers haven't had too much of the ball, so we've managed to keep them at bay.
Little flick played there by Gregoritsch. Good challenge by Stach in the centre of the park there. Slid in to get the ball back for Leeds United. Muharemović just walking the ball up towards the halfway line. Turns to his right where Bijol waits. Wilson, space through the middle. Plays it into Bogle. Bogle, first time cross. Darman read the flight of that one well. And just got himself underneath it to claim it. Not the tallest goalkeeper ever. The man in goal for Augsburg, but he's made a couple of good saves so far.
Certainly has, and there's another ball into Wilson in that little pocket of space. Good first time ball out to the right for Bogle to whip it in. Just the positions that Wilson takes up, and of course we have to get him the ball. Exactly what we did then. It was a good move.
Augsburg coach would know about small goalkeepers. Manuel Baum, he was one. He was a goalkeeper in his playing career, 5'8".
Wow.
Perhaps not entirely surprising that he became a coach quite quickly. The ball goes out to play. Maybe it was at the point when he realised he wasn't going to do any more growing. He's in his second spell with the club. Seems to have had a big spell out the game. He had his last coaching job ended in 2020, and he's back in at Augsburg now. He was appointed last December on a short-term contract, did well, and that was extended in May. Justin down the left for Leeds, does well. And a good pass into Aaronson now into the penalty area. Just showed a little bit too much of that to the covering player Keitel, and it went out off Keitel for a Leeds United throw in.
Yeah, it was nice and positive, but the touch was heavy. Keitel easily came across and just took it away from him, but he's given us another throw on that far side. Ethan Ampadu
in position, ball in hand. Great shape on that throw as well, and it almost comes down. Well, there is the overhead kick. Oh, that's ridiculous. Muharemović has scored a fantastic goal for Leeds United. It dropped. He had his back to goal, and that didn't matter because he made perfect contact and he hit the back of the net. What a strike for Leeds United 2, Augsburg 0.
Okay, maybe some centre-halves can't do it, and some can, clearly. Tarik Muharemović, brilliant. What a finish that was. Excellent throw yet again. Actually, the centre-half is the one that got the flick in, and when it bounces back and high into the middle of the goal, I mean, that is brilliant from Muharemović. Didn't know he had that in his locker. We'll take that.
What we do now. Got a couple of goals for, I think it was 3 for Sassuolo last season. I mean, that one's not technically, it's not on the list, but the signs are good. It was a long throw again.
Just so difficult to defend against, and there, the first flick actually wasn't a Leeds United player, it was an Augsburg defender. If you put it in the right areas, it is really difficult, and Ampadu, that trajectory he's got is really good.
Goalkeeper was stuck on his line, and chaos ensued. Now Trafford, oh, he's sold himself. He's come out the penalty area, and he's grateful there to Joe Rodon's backup, because James Trafford made the decision to come all the way out the penalty box, and then he got stuck all at sea. And as the Augsburg man ran around him, Rodon had tracked him, and he got the ball behind for a corner.
Well, clearly it was the wrong decision, but I do like his decision then not to go through with it and just not take him out, because we've seen that before, and the keeper's off.
As the corner comes in, it's headed clear towards and beyond the edge of the penalty area. Strange ball, lifted back in again from Behrens, just outside the box, but he was never going to find a teammate with that one, and sailed behind for a goal kick. I saw something very similar last night. Was watching the under-21s game. The under-21s keeper got sent off in a similar kind of incident where he raced out the penalty area, and he did decide to go into the challenge. And I'm not sure whether he made much contact with his opponent, if any, but was shown a red card anyway. Whilst I was chatting away there, you'll have seen that nothing happened.
I thought you were just drawing breath there and having a look at just our boys at the back, just knocking it around comfortably near the goal.
All very normal. Muharemović back in a more familiar position. Bijol to Bogle. Bogle will keep the ball in play in the space in front of him. Good ball into the middle to Wilson. On it comes just behind Calvert-Lewin. Wilson tries to win the second ball. And then the third ball is won by Ampadu. It does well, turns it to Justin. Now inside, great turn by Aaronson. Calvert-Lewin not quite there ahead of the goalkeeper. But Leeds are tearing their opposition apart here.
Well, that was a fantastic move. Aaronson allowing the ball to run across him. And the easiest ball was actually to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and he just couldn't quite find the right pass.
It's early to say it, but you sense there could be quite a few goals in this for Leeds.
I think what's interesting about the way that we're playing is that if you think last season, in that last third, you're waiting for that bit of quality, you're waiting for that forward pass. Well, I've seen so many already in this first 22 minutes. That's yeah, it's impressive.
Augsburg in possession with Behrens. Turns it back towards Matsima, and then the goalkeeper Darman comes out the penalty area and just lifts it forwards. Bijol up in the air. Ampadu brave. Rodon a little lucky. Augsburg end up with possession back in the centre circle, and they put one over the top, and again Trafford has to make a decision, and this one is a perfectly timed intervention just to whip the ball away from the oncoming striker.
Yeah, that sort of thing is important as well. The understanding between the centre half and your goalkeeper, Trafford Muharemović, there as he's steaming back to goal, just nudging the player out the way. Trafford comes and collects. I like it.
Got to establish lines of communication. New goalkeeper with defenders in front of him, and then likewise new defenders with defenders who've been here longer. So Muharemović getting to know Bijol and Rodon, and ahead of him Ampadu, the kind of the unit, if you like, with the goalkeeper behind. So these games are all about establishing those lines of communication. So almost instinctively players know each other's game. Had a very interesting chat with Nigel Martin when he was here for the Trafford signing a week or so ago about the importance of all that talking. Bogle tries to ride the challenge just outside the area. Surely offside. Yeah, flag is raised, and the run from Agondu was just a little bit too early.
It was, and Muharemović knew, just held his run and allowed the striker to run offside, so good defending.
Bosnian on the ball now. Space in front of Aaronson. Quickly forwards. Comes inside. Calvert-Lewin back to Aaronson. And Rodon. Now Jayden Bogle. What about the cross? Short ball to Wilson instead. Push back into Rodon. Rodon's blocked off, so turns out to Bijol. And Bijol then just puts it into space, knowing that Trafford's able to come a long way out the penalty area, but won't be in any trouble. Just he pushes it on to Muharemović, and then Ampadu to his right to Bijol. Just one defeat in pre-season so far for Leeds United against Wrexham. No shame in that.
Stop it, Bruce. We were just warming up.
Fair point. Ball back towards the halfway line, and Banks opts to turn it further back to the goalkeeper. Rodon with an interception of a through ball, and then between him and Bijol, and then Rodon dances past the first challenge, gets himself up into the Augsburg half, and then the ball ends up going out of play for a throw-in.
Right, things you'd never say. Rodon dances between challenges, but he did. It was excellent play. Cuts back inside, and off he goes, and a slide rule pass as well Just a bit long, but Aaronson almost got on the end of it.
So Leeds up to take a short throw from a position over in front of that east stand as Stach has it. Ampadu back out to Justin. Justin to cross. Well, he tried, but it hit the first defender, so he pokes it back into Muharemović, and now Ampadu, and on to Justin, and now Calvert-Lewin, and Calvert-Lewin into Justin, clean through! What a goal that is! Sensational football from Leeds United. Pass, 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 goal. 3-0.
Wow, what a goal from James Justin, but some beautiful, intricate play as well. The touch from Calvert-Lewin, absolutely wonderful, but not quite sure what Augsburg are doing, but they're certainly not coping with the attack that we're putting out. Wonderful control first touch to James Justin, and then he's clean through, follows his pass. That first touch is incredible. That makes the goal not easy. Onto his left foot, seemed to be jammed slightly behind him, but the touch was perfect. The finish even better.
Well, when I watched those Augsburg pre-season matches, they had a big win a week or so ago, but that was against sort of much inferior opposition. I think it was 10-0. But in the Sassuolo game and the Bournemouth game in particular, they looked a little vulnerable. And here's Wilson on the charge again as he won the ball off the defender. Oh, he's pulled back as he comes inside his man. And in any competitive fixture, card comes out there.
For sure. Schlotterbeck, well, that was really poor. Makes a mistake initially. I thought he was going to take Wilson out, actually. He waited, but then eventually did take him out with an arm. Frustration for the German side here.
So Wilson's back on his feet. His name is on the lips of the Leeds fans because he could well be in position to bend one in towards goal here. Harry Wilson. Two-man wall between him and the Augsburg goal. Will he go for the cross or whip it in? Whipped in, but headed clear from the edge of the 6-yard box. Wilson will follow it out towards the touchline, let it go, because Ampadu is already coming over to take control of the situation. So he gets the chance to throw one in from the other side. His last long throw brought Leeds a goal. Another good one. This one is headed cleanly clear. Stach chasing back. The run down the left-hand side is a good one, and Augsburg are in the Leeds penalty area, and for the first time so far this afternoon they've had a shot, not on target, it went wide, but they've had a shot.
They have. Ogundu down the left-hand side, showing plenty of speed, and the ball across was a good one as well. Unfortunately, the Augsburg player Felhauer couldn't hit the target.
Ampadu, slight breakdown with Bijol there, so running back to pick the ball up is Rieder. Matsima, and it goes back to the goalkeeper. Darman walks it out of the penalty area. Muharemović is penalised for his challenge just inside the Augsburg half. Take a quick free kick. Keitel. Opens up a little in front of Felhauer. Same man on the edge of the penalty area, but he's easily robbed by Ampadu there, brushed off the ball. And now Aaronson goes forward before coming back to find a teammate.
Yeah, and Ampadu does that sort of thing ever so well. I'm not sure anyone in the Premier League does it better. He just finds those areas and nicks it off players, steps in at the right time, and there's another great example of it.
Leeds subs out warming up down below, hence the ovation. As the ball goes over the top, the run of Wilson, it's cut out before it gets to him. It'll be interesting to see whether Daniel Farke makes as many changes in this game as we've seen in the previous matches, or whether this is an exercise now in bedding in.
Yeah, I think he'll still make changes, but I think it won't be at half time. I think it'll be, 60, 70, 75 minutes, that sort of thing, depending on who needs what out there. But yeah, there's no doubt that he'll want to see this team for as long as sensible.
Free kick conceded by Jaden Bogle. Cairns was the man fouled. Reader inevitably is the man waiting for the ball to be returned.
You also have a look at who needs the minutes. I'm just actually looking at Okafor, running up and down here. He's probably one of those that would need a few minutes as well.
Yeah, he's only had a half, hasn't he? So
yeah.
His Swiss international teammate is on the ball now, Reader. Swings the ball towards the far side of the area. Great defensive header by Calvert-Lewin, not just because he cleared it, but he played it into the path of Stach, and now there's a charge on for Leeds, and Stach tried to put it over the defender into the path of Wilson, but he didn't quite put enough height on it, and it was headed away. And it's Cairns out to Reader, puts across in the area, cleared away by Stach. Terrible swipe at the ball there from Feldhauer.
Well, he was the one that had the shot earlier that didn't hit the target. That one actually got nowhere near the target. A miss kick.
Dropped behind him ultimately.
Takes some doing, really, that.
As the ball comes back to Matsima. Darman. Now there's a bit of space for Augsburg to operate in the Leeds half with a few bodies forward as well. Ampadu out to this near side where the ball's picked up by Cairns, cleared away by Joe Rodon. Reader pushes Wilson away from the ball as Augsburg pick up the clearance. Space out on the right side of the penalty area, but Feldhauer again with a poor ball straight into touch behind his teammate and out for a throw in.
Feldhauer not having a good 10 minutes here.
I think you could say that Augsburg have not had a good 35 minutes here. There's a misplaced ball just to show that Leeds can do it too. Straight out it goes. So Wolf with the ball in hand. Have they got a long throw-in taker? Do they do that in Germany? We're about to. I think they probably do by the looks of it, because
that's their striker though, which is strange. You're going to launch one into the box where you want your striker.
Then he's going to run in to head it in.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, it's going to be Agundu who's going to put this one in, and looks like he gets good distance on them, judging by how far away his nearest teammate is. In it goes. Flick and clearance by Stach. Comes back into the box again. Calvert-Lewin up to clear. Agundu collects the ball. Just rolls it back to Banks. And then the ball played in over the top. Well defended by James Justin. Read it. Picked up by Matsima. And Augsburg enjoying a spell of concerted possession in the Leeds half here, as Ampadu goes to close his man down, and then Rodon steps out, and then the press works really well. And now a ball for Wilson tried to lay it straight into the path of Calvert-Lewin. Aaronson had gone over his shoulder. Three of the Augsburg players are offside there. Just hadn't got back quickly enough.
Oh, so close. We nicked the ball in that midfield area. It got played up, and just the layoff not into the path of Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
Or else it was, what, 3v2 at least
Yeah.
in Leeds' favour.
Got to say, this Augsburg side look like they've got a few holes in defence, though, when they give the ball away. They're all at 6s and 7s.
Rodon. Bogle set off on a run. It's not going to reach him. It's going to roll away from him and out and behind for a goal kick. We've got 8 minutes or so of the first 45 remaining.
You know, the goalie top that Darman's got on, I don't know why, but it's reminded me of Oliver Kahn. You know, back in the day, he used to wear those crazy coloured things.
Big splashes of colour.
Yeah. Although Darman, not quite like Oliver Kahn. Let's go with that.
Say no more than that. Ampadu with the header into the Augsburg half. Only Banks waits. Back with the goalkeeper. Muharemović got a touch on it, and then Ampadu's slid through. Referee hasn't given anything. I think he's played advantage.
Allowed advantage for sure. That was a foul.
Augsburg still in possession. That's Seema. To his left to Banks. And then into the middle to Rieder. And then to his left to Schlotterbeck. And ultimately given away. Leeds have it with Bogle now. Bijol, best ball out from Bijol. And then an even worse ball played straight into touch by the Augsburg man Schlotterbeck. Yeah,
at times they look neat and tidy, Augsburg, but they do lose possession. Gregoritsch was the guilty man that time of giving it away and back to us.
Rodon with a long throw down the line. Matsima wins 2 headers. Stach sends it back. And then Augsburg man drops to the floor with hands to face as if he'd been caught.
Yeah, actually Bogle did catch him. It's one of those where Bogle was just trying to feel the chest of the player. Instead he did brushed him in the face.
Goalkeeper Darman, a long way out the penalty area, is the recipient of the pass. Banks waits on the touchline. Gets the return ball as well. Now Rieder.
Good ball.
Down the near side of the penalty area.
Bad ball. And that's what we've seen, haven't we, from Augsburg? Some good stuff, and then when it really matters, they have been poor, whether it's at the back, but also up the top there. Excellent ball from Rieder, who's got a wonderful left foot, I got to say, but when it then comes out to Behrens, that was a poor cross.
And it bounced on the byline, and then instead of going behind, it went out for a throw in. Muharemović, high, long clearance, but Augsburg pick up possession when the ball drops out the air. Playing it through the middle. Leeds get bodies around the ball to good effect.
Yeah, I think we've done that really well. The tempo, the pace that we're playing at, pressure on the ball. We've done that very well and won the ball back numerous times.
Good interception by Rodon. Read the danger. And the ball out of defence again is loose from Leeds.
Yeah, that was.
Finding it difficult to get back up the other end of the pitch as Augsburg instead attack the penalty area. Again, Leeds massing around the ball. In the cross goes Muharemović with a good clearance to the edge of the box where Aaronson waits. He's forced back towards the byline. And then Trafford curls his ball out. It's a lovely ball. And somehow they work it to Calvert-Lewin from Wilson. Calvert-Lewin back in his own half. Now Leeds have got the opportunity to try and move forwards again. It's been a while. Finally managed to take possession of the ball here. Rodon back to Bijol. Ampadu on to Wilson. And now Bogle down the right. Good ball into Wilson. puts it up for Rodon, just outside the area. First time ball in towards the near post, which was where Dominic Calvert-Lewin was heading for. It just rolled too far ahead of the striker.
Well, unfortunately the ball was a poor one from Rodon, but he knows. But he was trying to put it in first time, so the idea was right. It's just the execution let him down.
Bijol wins his header. And then picks up the ball from a Gundu.
Bijol wins his header. I've heard that quite a few times, because when the ball is straight up to the Augsburg centre forward, somehow Bijol always manages to get over to the side of him and win that ball.
Another great challenge by Rodon, and again, oh, magnificent stuff from the Leeds United number 6.
Yeah, really good.
Comes away with a bit of a grimace. Caught a knock somewhere in one of those 2 or 3 challenges. Just saying, leave me alone for a moment here.
Do not
Keep
give
the
it to
ball away
me.
from me. I'm not ready yet. Ampadu to Justin. Stach. Here's Bijol. Oops, just to sweep it back to Trafford. And then Wilson, Ampadu and Bogle. Ampadu pokes it back to Muharemović, and now Wilson popping up here, there and everywhere down the left side at the moment for Leeds. Bogle quickly closed down, so safety ball is Bijol. Sun shining brightly now on most of the pitch here.
Oh, Bogle made a run on this right-hand side. Muharemović thumbs up as he saw it, but couldn't deliver the pass.
So we'll go again. Stops. Same outcome. Ampadu.
Oh, could have turned.
Ball to Rodon as well there, wasn't there? But he has the ball now. 2 runners, Calvert-Lewin and Aaronson, both set off. They are lively up top, Leeds. Here's Aaronson buzzing around as ever. Now Ampadu. As Augsburg retreat a little this time. But Ampadu runs into the trap there. And Reader comes away and plays the ball forwards and then into the penalty area. And Muharemović got a foot on it. Good job it actually helped it into the hands of Trafford and not took it away from him.
Well, just for one moment I thought it was going to be a heavier touch in the back of the net, but no, all fine.
Whistle goes, there's half-time. It's been an excellent first half of the final pre-season game for Leeds United, and there have been 3 good goals scored. Some of the approach play has been excellent. Could have been more on the scoreboard, to be honest. Keeper's made a couple of really good saves as well. And as they head towards the tunnel, there'll be a certain degree of satisfaction at the way this first 45 minutes has gone, I'm sure, with 3 goals on the scoreboard.
You're absolutely right. It's an impressive performance so far. Really started the game sharply. Of course, an early goal always helps, but even so, they've looked very dangerous, winning the ball back in good areas. And then in the last third, you know, inventiveness, lots of decisive passing, some good crossing, throws have been really dangerous as well, and 3 excellent goals. So I think Daniel Farke will be quietly pleased. Of course, he'll want a bit more. They always do, these managers, but yeah, he can be pleased with the first 45 minutes.
Maybe the message, more of the same, we shall see. But it's been good so far. Lots of entertainment and lots of goals to celebrate as well. Half-time scoreline, Leeds United 3, Augsburg 0. 2 groups of players are out there now. We're running the rule over the Leeds 11. And early assessment is that it's looking pretty similar to the one that went off at the end of the first half. Augsburg, on the other hand, are definitely planning changes here. One of the players who's just preparing to come on is Calvin Brackelman wearing the number 2 shirt, and he's going to be replacing Captain Schlotterbeck. Another change as well for Augsburg as Agundu goes off and Bogle comes on for them.
Well, Agundu was their danger man, if you ask me. He was quick, sharp, looked pretty good, but off he goes.
Perhaps they're protecting him ahead of there.
Well, I just saw him actually warm down at half-time, so yeah, I think you're right.
Bundesliga season also starting shortly as the ball goes back to Dahmen.
Number 31, Kevin Schlotterbeck. Number 2, Calvin Brackelman.
Augsburg, who have possession. Banks, the American, turns away from Aaronson, the American. Banks is an under-20 USMNT international. Also qualifies to play for Germany. So maybe a little tussle over his international future at some point if he continues to rack up Bundesliga appearances. Muharemović spreads it out to the left-hand side, and James Justin, one of the 3 Leeds goal scorers in that first half, back to Muharemović, one of the other goal scorers. Bijol sends it wide to Bogle. Bijol moves the ball forwards. Rodon supporting. Muharemović tries a longer ball to Justin, which works well. Comes back out for Ampadu. Now Stach in the middle. Probing, looking, seeing if there's any runners going. And then goes back to Bijol instead. Ampadu, turns the ball around the corner brilliantly for Rodon to set it into the penalty area for Calvert-Lewin. And it was a really good challenge from Banks that probably prevented a 4th goal going in there. Wonderful play between Ampadu and Rodon, and it almost brought Leeds another.
Excellent, patient play down that right-hand side, and Rodon tries to fire it in. Just could have been another half a yard in front, but Banks, you're right, really good defending.
So Harry Wilson will take the corner, which allows Stach to add his height to the penalty area. And it goes onto the head of Muharemović. He rose well there, but couldn't keep his header down. A little shake of the head as he heads back towards the halfway line. That was a chance.
Well, he should have done better. Actually, it was excellent. Great ball in from Harry Wilson. That's the sort of delivery we're after. Muharemović then gets up really well. Hardly challenged, gets there, can't get it on target.
Ball is played into the path of Calvert-Lewin. Protects the ball and now spots James Justin. But also spotting James Justin there was Marius Wolf, and he got across and headed the ball behind, and Leeds have another corner. Now they have Stach to deliver from this side. So they can swing them in from both flanks now. Stach's ball is headed clear. Aaronson chases, delivers it to Bogle. Ampadu. Now James Justin. James Trafford, who's an awful lot to do.
That one's a little too floaty and high. Wolf gets there easily.
Now Wilson. Rodon almost letting the ball run across him to get away from the marking player then, but the challenge was successful from Behrens and out it went. Let's begin again. Augsburg have been a top division side in Germany since 2011. Prior to that, they hadn't troubled the top division. So they've climbed the ranks of the German game, and then they've found a way to stay in the Bundesliga. Augsburg, by the way, is in Bavaria, so they count Bayern Munich as relatively local rivals.
Probably 1860 Munich more so as well.
In terms of levels, I guess. Here's Aaronson. Rodon back to Aaronson. Turns and keeps going, and then he's brought down. That'll be a free kick. Great work from Brendan Aaronson, warmly applauded by the Leeds United supporters.
Yep, you're right. In the first half, you said he's been busy. He's been here, then everywhere, and I like the positions both Wilson and Aaronson are taking up, those inside forward positions. They've swapped as well, as and when, but both of them finding good space and making good use of it.
It's an interesting conversation. Wilson and Stach both standing over the ball. Both could be in line to take this one. Stach looks the favourite, if only from his body position. Yeah, Wilson now heads away. Ball played into the middle, clear towards the edge of the area, and Aaronson comes inside for the cross. It's blocked, and now Aaronson has to get back to defend here. The ball is played successfully into the middle, and briefly there was a glimpse of something promising for Augsburg as the substitute Mboku picked it up, but he was quickly closed down.
Yeah, very briefly. Looks like we made our own problems there, but we managed to get back and snuff out the danger.
Attendance today, 21,894 inside the ground for the final pre-season friendly. Time for Muharemović just to jog back and pick up the ball forwards. Trafford with a short ball to Muharemović, and now Stach. Slightly loose pass from the keeper. It didn't help the central defender, who spreads his arms wide to make the point. And when the cross comes in, there's Rodon, who was in a good position to work his way around the attacker to clear. Off he goes, but Bogle lets him down rather with a pass. Rodon goes and tries to win it back anyway, but then there's a big gap where Bogle was, and now there's space on the edge of the penalty area, and shot comes in from Gregoritsch, and Trafford's dive is very much one for the cameras there, because that was always going wide.
Once again though, Gregoritsch, decent position. I think he might test Trafford, but instead it's a good 2-3 yards wide, and you're right, the dive wasn't really needed. The effort was poor.
Bijol. Bogle beaten on the halfway line. Bijol sends it back again, same direction. And then it's brought down by Behrens. Backed up now by Rieder into the penalty area. Not a bad ball either. Waiting at the back post was Wolf. It's well defended by James Justin, and then the foul is won for the challenge on Brendan Aaronson.
Yeah, Aaronson become eating the sandwich there. Both just squeezed him, down he goes, but he's okay. Reader on that left-hand side, he's got a lovely left foot. The cross came in, but Augsburg couldn't do too much with it.
10 minutes gone in the second half. It's been a bit more of a low-key contest than the first half. Leeds were already one up by this point, but looking to add to that now as Aaronson gets onto Calvert-Lewin's header. Falls on the edge of the penalty area. He's fouled on the edge of the penalty area by Banks. And so Leeds have a free kick right on the edge of the box.
Good little flick, wasn't it, from Calvert-Lewin? And Aaronson, an ever-willing runner, gets into that position, draws the foul, and now we have another opportunity to attack the Augsburg goal.
Options here for Anton Stach. He could go for goal from this position, or he could put it there for teammates in the middle.
Yeah, just half a yard, isn't it, outside the 18-yard box, so it is pretty close. He just whiz it to that far stick and get players running across the keeper's eye line.
Does go for goal, I think. It was headed away from the edge of the 6-yard box as it came in pretty low. Trafford almost in the centre circle for Leeds. Plays the ball to Wilson. He plays the ball over the top. Well, Justin's surely offside. Flag's not gone up yet.
Yeah.
Now it does. As play continues, as it moved into its next phase. Is that the phrase? I read that somewhere probably. The flag was raised. Goalkeeper up and over the halfway line. Bijol down to Justin. Gets the ball back, fouled. Play continues because Leeds have possession. Now space for Jaden Bogle. Fancy a little run here. Holds it up. Ampadu to Rodon. Should be enjoying the last relaxed game of football. We'll be watching for, was it 10 months now? After this, it all changes a bit.
It'll be fun.
It's always fun. Well, actually, it's not always fun. It's often fun.
Well, we're
always interesting.
Yeah, always interesting. I think
one.
we're looking good. I think the 3 signings that we've got so far are excellent. And obviously they've gone straight into the side, so that tells you we're adding quality. I'm sure the club would like to have 1 or 2 more as well, so watch this space. But yeah, things are coming together, and Wrexham, apart from that, every other game we've won, so it's looking okay. However, it's pre-season, doesn't mean too much at all, but it is all about that first Nottingham Forest away game in the Premier League.
1-1 drawn, I should point out. Manchester United in midweek ended as a 1-1 draw.
I'll let you off. Forgot about that one.
It's all like Guinness.
Yeah, I should have had some.
You should have. I told you. Trafford out of his box to Bijol. And Bogle. Good football from Leeds. Bogle trying to exploit the space ahead of him. Dragged back. It's a pretty rubbish foul, that, isn't it? It's a real. And the yellow card actually does come out for it. I don't suppose the referee really had any choice, because it was so obvious that the defender had been left that Bogle had to be dragged back.
Yeah, it's just frustrating. Of course, if you react to that, you'll get in the rest notebook as well. So all fine, on we go.
Rodon comes off Joe Rodon and out for the Augsburg throw in. Footwork by Jaden Bogle, finds Calvert-Lewin. Aaronson, Justin, Aaronson, very clever, has come out and found space down this left side where there was room to play. Unfortunately, Justin tried something quite extravagant in the penalty area and fell over. The counter-attack is launched by the Bundesliga side. It's carried forward by Behrens. Comes out to Keitel, tries his luck, and that one sails over the crossbar. I'm trying to remember, did Leipzig have a shot on target in the 2 hours last week?
To be honest, in the last half hour of the game, I wouldn't have known, because I struggled with that. Because that was, at least I did learn that football should never be 2 hours long. It should just be an hour and a half. But yeah, once again, we defended well, didn't we, against them, and limited them to not too much at all. So, you know, once again, talking of a more than decent Bundesliga side, they're just really struggling to break us down, and that's a positive.
Of course, we had Johnny Cooper with us for the game last week, so he had the ability to actually embellish the suggestion of that with real data.
When it works, of course.
When it works, yeah. The fact that the teams changed ends, or were told they had to change ends between the half-hour breaks in that game, actually really impacted the data assessment of the game, because the software is not geared up for a half-hour change, and so his in-game data was impacted by that. There you go.
Computer said no.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh.
Wilson, great ball for Calvert-Lewin. Plenty moving forward as Calvert-Lewin comes back for Aaronson. Aaronson's footwork was great. It comes again for Calvert-Lewin. And then the flag is raised for offside against Calvert-Lewin. And just for a moment there, that had the shapings of another wonderful goal from Leeds United.
Certainly did. Excellent play all round. And Aaronson once again, just like it. Well, against Manchester United, the first touch was excellent. Tried to have another touch there as well. Augsburg crowded him out, but offside.
So changes being made by the German side now. A number of more changes. They made a couple at half-time.
Yeah, on the hour mark, you'd expect now us to make one or two a little bit now in the next 15 minutes or so.
So, Augsburg have not brought a large travelling party. They only have 1, 2, 3, 7 players on the bench. So I would imagine we're probably going to see all of them coming on now. We've seen 2 at half-time. There are 4 more coming on now, so that's almost the full complement. Goalkeeper Darman still out there. Great challenge by Stach. Calvert-Lewin and Stach link up really well. Calvert-Lewin plays it out wide to Bogle.
No.
Just spun away from Jaden Bogle. Slightly too much on it from Calvert-Lewin.
Some great work all around there to find the space, and I just saw that one being overhit.
Subs who's just come on there. Dutch player.
Yeah, Guelu.
Trafford, hello. Well, there
Not
we go.
a problem. That's what you get for 40 million.
Oh my goodness me, look at this. Oh,
No.
Too much already. Bijol's going to get across. Does that really, really well. Again, one of the players who've just been introduced, Ribeiro. There's plenty to enjoy in that little spell of play there from Leeds United. Starting with James Trafford dribbling out through the midfield. As we said last week, he did start as a midfielder. Free kick Augsburg, just outside the Leeds penalty area.
Now, James Trafford will be talking to his teammates in front of him to get this wall sorted and organised.
Not had a shot on target to deal with yet, but you would anticipate that this should and could be the moment. Well, no, it isn't, because the wall stands firm and Stach makes the block. Darman puts it straight into touch. Up in the east stand, that little group of Augsburg fans who've made the journey are making as much noise as they can. Great football watching culture in the Bundesliga, and they get really good crowds as well, average around about 30,000. Leeds about to start making changes now with 4 subs waiting to come on. As you can see there. Another 25 minutes or so. Wilson will chase. Will he get there ahead of Banks? Oof, close, but not quite. Before Ampadu can take the throw, the changes will be made. So it's James, Nmecha, Okafor, and Longstaff who are all coming on here. Calvert-Lewin heads towards the touchline.
Number 15, Bijol. Number 19, Okafor.
There's Bijol.
Number 17, Wilson.
Wilson.
Number 7, Daniel James. Number 18,
Finding out on Stach as Longstaff prepares to take his position.
With Bijol going off, does that mean we'll play the back 4? Justin slots in, we'll have a look.
They go straight into the penalty area because Ampadu is about to throw one of these long throws into the box now. Goes right the way through to Okafor on the far side. James. First and second touches for Leeds. Third one is a pass to Longstaff. Good touch from him. Has to come back. Couldn't quite find the run of James there. Daniel James down that far touchline. Inside to Aaronson, who was fouled after he released the ball. The game goes on. Bogle beyond Aaronson. Good interception. Ampadu caught there in front of the ref by Riedler. Needs to take a quick short free kick. James down that right touchline. Runs into the challenge of Cairns.
Yeah, so now we have actually switched to a 4-2-3-1 formation, so flexibility is important. We've seen that last season, certainly after the Man City game. The formation switched many a time.
Ampadu. Heads up, and it comes almost for Nmecha. It's hacked clear. Worked a treat again there, the long throw, really. The aim is to cause chaos.
We certainly have been.
chase on for the new Augsburg striker, number 9, Ribeiro. Leeds beginning just to go through the gears a little bit again here now.
Yeah, keep it nice and calm, but sharp at the same time.
Great work from Ampadu. Shame the pass wasn't just played into the path of Aaronson. Cairns plays it out to the left side, and Reader. Cross comes off. Rodon spins behind for an Augsburg corner kick, which brings a cheer from those travelling German supporters.
It's been a while. Augsburg had a few changes, but not changed their fortunes, maybe from this corner kick.
Inside the final 20 minutes of the pre-season programme here. Leeds 3 up, all scored in the opening half. Comes right across the penalty area, and nobody could apply a key touch, but maybe now, and maybe not.
Mbuku does brilliantly initially to beat Aaronson, find himself a good 2-3 yards, but when it came to it, the shot was woeful. Could easily have hit the target. Instead, not even within 3-4 yards of the goal.
Yeah, that's fine.
The hoof.
I like the hoof. It's a bit before the hoof that continues to cause me concern. Nmecha. James maybe just onside, but didn't get the ball anyway. South Stand supporters singing West Stand. West Stand gives a song. To remind you, the West Stand is almost completely empty, unless they meant us.
You go first.
No, it's all right, they've moved on. Justin. Muharemović to Okafor. Tried a little shuffle left to right, didn't work. Longstaff. Nutmegs from Longstaff. Still going. Okafor now in support. Lovely ball. Defender read it well and put it out the edge of the 6-yard box at the cross of the corner.
Well, that needed to be cut out as well at that near post. Excellent play initially to find space down this left-hand side. And Okafor put into an excellent area, but cut out. Right now, Longstaff will be on the corner kicks from this side.
Stach and Wilson both having headed off. Somebody else has the job. Banks with a header away. James will pick it, send it straight back in. Nmecha. And Justin, fully half-hearted jump with the goalkeeper, realising that he was never going to win that contest. Decent kick out by the keeper as well. That's sent the figure of Ribeiro away down the touchline. Dan James, credit to him, tracked back really well there.
He did, stuck to his task. He was 2-3 yards behind him, but of course with his speed caught him up and did well. But we have given the opposition a throw-in, so it's still a long way out, but they're going to launch it into the box.
So Leeds are defending a long throw. Over the head of Nmecha, comes down on the edge of the penalty area. And then the flick carries the ball behind for a goal kick.
A couple of changes coming up. The lesser spotted Piroe and Tanaka will get some minutes as well.
Piroe. Was on target in that first pre-season game against Wrexham. hasn't had an awful lot of game time since.
No, I feel for him a bit because obviously he played in the first one, but Calvert-Lewin missed some of those games, so he had to play the majority of the ones that came next, and you've still got Nmecha to get ready and get fit as well. So Piroe's missed out.
Trafford. Beyond James, Nmecha can't quite get there either. Now Aaronson. Trying to wriggle his way through a couple of challenges there. Just carries the ball over the touchline. 2 more changes then to come for Leeds. Aaronson is anticipating, I think, that he might be one, but Ethan Ampadu is definitely one. Tanaka will come on in his position. Ethan Ampadu heads off to the nearest position on the touchline, as you have to do, because you're under the clock now when you get subbed as well. So Aaronson has to come off at some pace. He's been told to hurry up. Otherwise, sub has to stay on the touchline for a minute, I think is right.
So let's make sure we get those things right in the coming season. So Piroe has come on.
Tanaka gets his first touches. James. Okafor, quick, won the ball back. Piroe though couldn't put it into his path. Longstaff comes in. Thought he kept that in there, Sean Longstaff, but the assistant down below disagrees.
Almost.
Ball for the throw in. Reader. Sharp turn from Kumor. Behrens trying to get past Bogle. There's a few hacks at him before it's cleared into touch by Joe Rodon.
Good defending initially from Jaden Bogle as well, just standing up and making sure didn't dive in at any point.
So there'll be another long throw coming in now. Ball's bobbing around before Tanaka clears it. James helps it on its way. As you may be able to hear Augsburg voices in the background from the travelling supporters. Banks. And fools both Longstaff and Felhauer. Still having to go at it here as the long low cross goes in. I don't think it goes down as a shot on target, but James Trafford actually has to grab that one at the near post. Now Okafor. I think he's done quite well to win Leeds a free kick there, Okafor.
Yes, and Wolf, the reaction to the referee didn't please the man with the whistle, let's just say that. Had a word with him.
Bogle in the sunshine to Rodon. Rodon can motor forward here for Leeds. Bogle over the top. Dan James trying to get on the end of it. Goes up in the air. The keeper will catch this one.
Almost good run from Dan James. That inside right position. Defender gets across. Just does enough.
Possession with the German side. Over goes in well. Longstaff has to slide to get to that one. Does it really well. A little bit messy. Tanaka. Rodon to his right to Jaden Bogle as we're inside the final 10 here. Good ball over the top from Jaden Bogle. Aaron's just held James away from the ball. Longstaff steps in. Here's Tanaka, good turn. Plays it into Nmecha. Oh, wonderful. Lovely finish from Nmecha. Just deft little chip over the goalkeeper. And a fine through ball to pick him out as well. Still a good goal. Leeds United 4, Augsburg 0.
Yeah, excellent play once again. Moving the ball back in a great area. Tanaka, superb. Puts the ball through to Nmecha. Keeper comes out. And can you find a bit of composure? Well, of course he can. Really was superb. Just lifts it over. First touch is good. Second one over the keeper to make it 4.
Number 37,
Augsburg still making changes here. The latest man coming on is Schnitzer. And he'll replace Fellhauer. Well, Bournemouth beat Augsburg by 5 goals to 2. So Leeds are currently surpassing that margin of victory. With the scoreboard reading 4-0 here. Muharemović, quite a clear push there, wasn't it? And his opponent, referee didn't spot it. Augsburg come as Longstaff has stayed down. And Muharemović continued to track the same guy, Mbuku, and just helped it behind Longstaff. He is back and heading towards the penalty area now, although in some discomfort.
Yeah, I think he just got a bit winded. He just got clattered, didn't he, by Mbuku, I think, who got pushed, you're right, by Muharemović.
Headed away from the near post well by James Justin. Augsburg are going to go long again. Tanaka gets a foot on it. Piroe's underneath it. Sends it forward. Nmecha will chase gamely. Allows Leeds to get up the park at least. And Schnitzer sitting in the central defensive position. With the veteran Dutch player, Bogle. two extremes in that defence now, with he's 35 and Schnitzer, who's just come on, is 18. Justin trying to get across here, but the ball will carry through. And the cross into the middle was a good one. And the opportunity is there for Behrens. Leeds get the block in the way. Fighting to protect that clean sheet here. Okafor. Beaten to it by Banks. Dedication to the task there by the Leeds defensive unit.
21,894. 21894. Thank you, Leeds, as ever, for your incredible support.
Confirmation of that attendance. Great opportunity for lots of younger fans to actually get to visit Elland Road and see a game here, watch their heroes, such as the clamour for tickets. Hence the redevelopment work planned for the stadium, already underway at the stadium. Make sure more people can get in.
So now in the 86th minute, keeper and all the defenders, looks like they're going to play all of the game. And everyone in front of them has had a rest.
That's probably potentially a wise move in the circumstances when they're getting to know each other. And here's Trafford advancing to the edge of the penalty area.
And especially the type of game is, we're 4-0 up. Yes, we've done a bit of defending for sure, but haven't really been under the pump for large amounts of this game. So it's good that everyone has got their minutes in. These guys will get a better understanding of the defence with James Trafford. And of course, the scoreline is pretty healthy as well.
Well, that's two home friendlies against Bundesliga opposition. The side that finished third and the side that finished ninth. And the first game was 2 hours long. And we're going to be regulation 90 here. And Leeds haven't conceded a goal in either. Now Piroe. You get something going with Okafor.
Go for a run
down the left. Coming inside. James waits down the right. Behrens in front of him. James gets the cross in, comes off the defender, behind for a Leeds corner.
Okafor, just about the latest back, wasn't he? Not had much training or game time.
Looked decent in the time he was on against Manchester United. And a couple of surging runs, did he, down the touchline? He's powerfully built, but he's quick as well.
Quick and strong. One of those players, one-on-one, can beat his man.
Almost comes down for Okafor. Tries to place his shot. James has a crack as well. Augsburg have plenty in the way, and now suddenly Leeds are a little stretched defensively as the Germans get into the penalty area. Great work by Bogle. Got back and just made the key touch. Okafor, well, there's an advantage to be played there, but the referee, I suppose it was so obvious, he couldn't do anything but blow the whistle.
I can just see our two centre halves now.
Blowing.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you're never fit, you're never 100% fit, and that's why these sorts of games are important. And you just hope football fitness will come. It's taken quite a few games to get to this point, but where are we now? 89th minute. You can see that they've just about run their race today.
Don't think we'll have too much added time here, despite all the substitutions. Not really the aim of the exercise in terms of the totting up by the fourth official. And the last quartet of Leeds replacements head back to the dugout, probably realising that they're not going to get a run out today. Trafford plays it out to Piroe. It's loose. And the shot again over the top. Shooting's been poor, hasn't it, from Augsburg? Even from relatively promising positions, and nothing on target.
I agree, and I'm surprised. They finished ninth in the Bundesliga. They're a more than decent side, so clearly they've got quality, but we certainly haven't seen it in the last third. Mind you, we haven't seen it at the back either.
Just makes you wonder about the quality of the division below, say, Bayern Munich and Dortmund. And there it is. That is the end of Leeds United's pre-season programme. And it's finished very impressively with a 4-0 victory against Augsburg. Leeds 3 up by half-time and then added another in the second half, and all 4 were really good goals. One spectacular effort from Muharemović as well to enjoy. So Leeds United complete the programme and now look forward to the real stuff and a trip to Nottingham Forest, and they should go there in good heart. They have been unbeaten by 1 game through pre-season, and they've finished the programme impressively here at Elland Road today. It's finished. Leeds United 4, Augsburg 0.